Hello and welcome to the Leckiju Lounge. This is your host Lex, and as Demi Lovato once said, so there's the tea. If you didn't know what that opening was from, look it up. Well, look up Demi Lovato's documentary, because I'm pretty sure it was in the documentary. I believe it's called Dancing with the Devil. That was her documentary. I loved that documentary, and recently, as in last night, I actually just looked up Demi Lovato documentary on TikTok, and I think you can find basically the whole documentary in clips, and it's so good. I was not a huge fan of hers when I was a kid, I guess, whenever she was actually on TV, like Camp Rock, Sunny with a Chance. I wasn't a huge fan of hers. It wasn't until later when I was, I want to say 14 or maybe 15, I had a huge Demi phase, and it was around the time Dancing with the Devil, the song, came out, and then that also followed with the documentary, and learning her story. I watched both of her documentaries, and I also just got really into her music. I remember I made a playlist of only Demi songs. I was so obsessed with it. And at the time, my three main playlists were my Demi Lovato playlist, my Ariana Grande playlist, and my Todrick Hall playlist. And those were those meant everything to me. And it just depended on what day, what I was feeling that day. And I was I'm feeling Ariana today. I'm feeling, and they were good playlists. I still have them. They're still my iconic. If you're an artist and you get your own playlist on my YouTube, that means you ate. That's you're special. But anyways, I love Demi Lovato's story. I think she's such an incredible person. I love her, and she's very talented, obviously. I just like her personality though. She's super fun. What we actually have to talk about today for the majority of the episode, I wanted to recap my trip and some of the things that have happened this summer. I will say a lot has happened, and I haven't been updating on the pod as much. I missed the last 2 weeks, and yes, I was being a little lazy. Okay, I would hate to say that, but also I was just taking time. For the first one, I was out of town, and I did plan on doing an episode. I took my equipment, took the mic and everything, and I was planning to do one because I thought it would be fun to film in a different location. But then I did get caught up in doing things and having fun, enjoying my vacation, and I was it's really not that big a deal. Obviously, my podcast is not even huge, so I know that there's not a ton of people even waiting on an episode, but I didn't want that to be the reason. I wanted it to just be the reason of oh, I'm having fun, and I'm on vacation. I'm allowed to take a vacation from this as well. So yeah, I did. The first week that I was off, that I was going to film one, was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I just didn't do it, but I thought maybe I'll catch on next week because I was technically home last Thursday. I was already back from my trip, but I didn't film one because I had one day and I just didn't. So I was it's fine, I'll just take another week of vacation. So I'm finally going to recap everything. A lot has happened. My birthday happened. I went to Myrtle Beach. I went to Florida. I went to, what else? I got a car. That's big news. I'll start with that one. Hopefully I'm going to keep the car. I got a car last Saturday, and it is a 2018 Ford EcoSport. It is cute. I love it so far. I'm still in the 7 days of, where you can determine whether you want to keep it or not, or trade it in. I'm hoping I don't have to trade it. I do have to get it inspected. Which when I'm filming this, I'm going to inspect it tomorrow, and hopefully there's nothing wrong with it. I do want to keep it. I do like it a lot, so hopefully I won't have to. But that's big for me because I just turned 20. My birthday just happened. I turned 20, which I feel is kind of late for getting a car. But I have two brothers, and we've all bought our own cars. I mean, no shade to people, if your parents are able to buy you a car, that's great for you, especially if you can get it as soon as you get your license and stuff. But I didn't get a license till I was 18 anyways because of moving, and my permit was issued in South Carolina. That was an issue. But anyways, I got my license when I was 18 and just didn't have a car. But it's not a huge deal. I didn't need one because I had my brother to drive me, and whenever I worked on weekends, I could borrow my parents' car. But I've been driving like different people's car, my mom's, my dad's, my brother's, like through everything. So my brother was actually talking about how it's like, it's funny that you don't really care what kind of car you drive, because I'm not like very picky. My dad had a Subaru Outback for a while. That's what I like learned how to drive. I took my test in that car. That's an easy car to drive. But that car died. He also has like a Kia Soul. That's easy to drive, of course. My mom has a minivan, which is my favorite car to drive. But it's like, most things are easier to drive after you drive a minivan because it's big and you're just used to that. And then when you drive something small, you're like, oh, this is easy. My brother has a Fiat 500, so that's super small. I've really just like experienced driving a lot of different cars. And I always envisioned myself getting a sedan because I had driven a sedan a couple times and I really liked it. But I really thought I was going to get one, and then I got like a compact SUV, and it is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. The photos, I thought like, oh, this is an SUV. I thought it was just going to be a little bit bigger, but it's a lot smaller, and that's not a bad thing. It's really cute. The trunk, this is weird. It has like the, what do they call it? The gate or the bar gate or something, where it swings open instead of opening up, which is actually cool for me because since I'm so tall, I would have to like duck under to get in there, and now I don't have to. That's just one of the many cool features. I also got some air freshener for it yesterday, so hopefully I'm keeping the car. It's smelling better. It really is good though. Anyways, let's get into the trip. So first off, if you are not familiar with Myrtle Beach, well, it's in South Carolina. Excuse me. It's in South Carolina, and it is my hometown. I've talked about it a few times on here, but yeah, it's my hometown, and I lived there for 14-ish years, 15, before moving to Georgia. And I still try to visit there at least once every year, maybe twice. We normally go in the winter time for either Christmas or Thanksgiving, and then we'll go in the summer. And last summer we went, it wasn't even summer yet, we went in May, but that was super fun because it wasn't like busy at the beaches. It wasn't too touristy. This time I'll say it was definitely more busy, because we went like middle of June, end of June. But we had a great time. It was all in all like such a good trip for the Myrtle Beach half. I'm going to talk in the Myrtle Beach before I get to the Amelia Island, Florida stuff. So basically, whenever I go there, I stay with my grandparents. They still live in Myrtle Beach. We used to live super close to them, but we still are able to stay. They have a guest house. We call it the Villa. We've always called it the Villa de Grandma, which is just like our silly little name for it, but in short, we call it the Villa. And my grandma, she loves that name for it too. But yeah, we got to visit with my grandparents, which is super fun. And we did puzzles with them, or one puzzle that was way too hard. And then actually, I want to say the first day or the second day that we were there, we had to go to a kind of like a family reunion gathering type thing. And this was kind of surprised. It just overlapped that when we were going to be there, this was happening. So my grandmother is a part of a huge family. She has 3 brothers and 9 sisters. There's just like a ton of them. And one of the oldest, it was the oldest, yeah, the oldest sister, it was her birthday, and we were gonna like get together for that. And I haven't seen, I normally see these family members only at Thanksgiving, because we do like a huge family reunion with all those 12 siblings with all of their families and their grandkids and everything, great-grands. Like it's always insane amount of people, but last year it was canceled. We're actually going to do another one this year, so that's exciting. But last year we didn't have one, so I haven't seen these people in a while. And I got to see like all my great aunts and uncles and cousins, things like that. And it was honestly so funny because my brother and I ended up sitting at the dining room table because they had to do several tables in different rooms because there was a lot of people. We ended up at a dining room table with just a bunch of the siblings and people who were like my grandmother's age, and then Ephraim and I, just the 2 of us. And they asked us a lot of questions about, because they know us, but they know us more through like the perspective of my grandmother and like what she says we're up to. They know we dance, they know we a little bit of what we do, but they don't know us that well. So we talked, they asked us questions, and I asked a bunch of questions as well, because I was just curious about like them as children. So I got to learn a lot of funny stuff of like, I was like, oh, about my grandmother, how was she whenever she was younger? And I asked them about school, because I was like, did y'all go to the same school? Because there's so many of them. And they were saying that like, yeah, at one point there were like 7 of the kids in the school at the same time. Like that was a chaotic year for the parents. I'm like, I'm sure. It's insane to think about that many kids. But they grew up on a house that had like a lot of land. So it's basically like they're kind of your workers or like your employees for like all of the task and upkeep that a farm or like that land requires. So like they had to, they had so many chores to do, and also like cleaning up after that many people is insane. Cooking for that many people is insane. So they really just like, it was very fascinating to me, and their reality is so different than I feel like the world I live in. And it's not bad. It's so good for them. Like I love that for them. I love the life that they're able to live, as long as they're happy, but it just feels so out of touch with what the world I live in, if that makes sense. Moving on, as far as the beach was beautiful in Myrtle Beach. I loved it. We had a lot of fun. We got to be there for like 5 days, I want to say. We at least had like 4 beach days. And it's great when my brother and I go, because we can we don't like to stay at the beach too long. I like to stay a little longer than he does, but like we stay for like 2.5 hours ish. And that's like enough time for us. When we were growing up, we talked about how we always we were like forced to be at the beach for like 4 hours or more, because that's just how my dad was. And we went every single weekend that he was off. But we also had some fun experiences with we call them the campground showers. So in the Myrtle Beach State Park, it's a beach, and then it also has a campground in there. So you can do like camping right beside the beach. So it's like beach camping almost. And in this campground, there are like public bathrooms and showers, like the little buildings. It has the laundry, it has the bathrooms and the showers. And so growing up, we used to think my dad would take us in there every once in a while, and that was like the fun. I don't know if everyone feels this, but my brother and I always like loved a shower. Like a public shower was just fun to us. I don't know if anyone understands that, but we just thought it was so fun. And coming off of the shower or off of the beach, you normally have a little shower outside, or like a hose. They have like hose pipes and stuff hooked up with a shower and spigot. And so those are great. Those are such an upgrade from when we were kids there. But then if you wanted to like do a deeper rinse, or you had somewhere to go after the beach, then you would go use these public showers, and they're normally like 3 and a handicap, and they're just curtained off, and you can like shower, change, do your whole thing, because for people camping, that's their hot shower. And these showers are nice. I will say they've always been pretty nice. It's not the most cleanly, what am I saying? It's not the cleanest thing, but it's just so fun, and it's part of it. My brother and I planned, we were like, when we go back, we gotta like hit up the showers, because we did last year, and then we had like so many funny memories from it. It's also just like part of it. So we did that, and we ended up doing that like almost every day. And when we were younger, we thought it was being sneaky, because we're like, we're not camping here, but we're using the camp showers. And my dad also made it feel like kind of like we weren't supposed to be there. We were just sneaking in. But you really aren't. Like, if you have, because you have to have a pass to get in to the whole state park. You have to, if you can pay by day, or you can have a year pass. My grandmother always has a pass every year, and you just have it in your vehicle. So she gives this to us because she didn't want to go. She can't be out too long, but she gives it to us. And so like that does grant you access into the campground. It's not like off limits. There's no separate gate in there. So it's like you are paying for their showers as well in a way. So it's not like sneaky, but it just felt like that when we were younger. But we had so much fun in the shower. And I have a specific story. This is so funny. Okay. So my brother and I we were both in the same shower, because these are kind of big. and like there's enough space for us, and there was a bug. Okay, because they're not outdoor, it's all enclosed, but it is easier for like bugs to get in there, I guess. But it's not gross. I mean, it's scary, I guess. But there's this leaf bug. I thought it was like a grasshopper or something. But no, my brother's like, no, that's a leaf bug. It's up on the top like of one of the shower things, like the wall next to us. And I was like, oh gosh, like, I was like, I don't want it to come in here. But the shower head comes off, like the handle. And I was gonna spray where it was, and so that it would leave. Okay, I spray over there, and it jumped. And I guess, I don't know if leaf bugs fly or if they just jump and glide. It was kind of giving a jump and glide. Okay, so it jumps and glides. This is the funniest part of this trip. Okay, this story is probably the funniest thing that happened. Then we're just like showering, doing our thing, right? No sign of the bug. But then I looked up and I saw that it was crawling like sideways on the wall. It was crawling, and I was like, Ephraim, look, it's back. Okay, so it's walking, and it even made it all the way. Like, one of us would just like keep an eye on it while the other one would like rinse in the water. And then, because you can't keep your eyes off of it for too long. And then it even made it to the corner, and this like it stretched its legs to the other side and like kept walking. Mind you, this thing's big. Okay, for the people who are watching and not listening, I'm gonna say it was like this big, if you can see that, which is what, like 2 inches long. But then it stopped at a certain point, and it was like looking down at us. It's small, but it was looking down at us. And I was like, he looks like he's gonna jump at us. Like, and my brother was like, no, because it was doing this little rock back and forth, this little bug, like this little movement. And I was like, it's getting ready to jump. My brother he's like, no, that's like leaf bugs do that to mimic like leaves, like the movement. And I was like, okay, like I'm trying to trust him, right? But I'm like, this little bitch looks like it's about to jump. So he's rocking back and forth, right? And then he jumps at us like I predicted. He jumps down to like glide at us. I freaked out. And it's funny because like, oh my gosh, my brother and I, we've always done this. My brother will kill bugs with his hands, okay? He's not like super scared of them. But this was just a scary experience. When I tell you, I had the hand of the shower, the handheld wand of the shower. When I tell you I was helicoptering it above my head to spray around at this bug wherever it was, my brother is holding on to me, and we're running, we're in place running in a circle while I helicopter this water around my head to give us a force field of water. And then and it's also us like screeching, laughing at the same time, but being terrified. It is so funny. I'm like spinning this around. And then whenever we eventually stopped, I didn't see the bug. I think it was in one of the other ones, because I think it was gliding, but I think it went into the other ones, although we didn't see. My head was down. My brother, I had him like under me. He was like glued to me, part of me, and I'm spinning around. I was protecting us, if you will. So that bug was the funniest thing about that whole trip, because then we left, and then we were like, I looked for it on the way out too in one of the other showers, but it wasn't there. So the showers were fun. The food was great in Myrtle Beach. My grandmother cooked a lot. Her food was great. We also have a tradition of getting Dairy Queen blizzards for my grandparents while we're there. And we'll bring them back to them. And like a blizzard at night is so fun, or a blizzard after the beach is super fun, because we went to the beach at night and then we got blizzards. It was like a whole shebang. That's what I wanted for my birthday. Like, we truly did everything ideal to my liking, which was even before my birthday. What else? We had strobe lights. My brother had strobe lights. He brought them. They are very disorienting, but it's a good time. It's fun to dance. We like to dance, play music in the guest house, the villa. And we also, Oh, bathing suits. We wore some fun bathing suits. I bought 2 new bathing suits for this trip. And I'm one of those people who likes to like plan out post on Instagram. And I was like, this year I want to actually like plan a post for my birthday. I was like, I want to have photos before the actual day so I can post them and be like, hey, I'm 20. Okay. And so that's kind of what those bathing suits were for. They're really cute black bathing suits. I thought I ate. We'll come back to that after. But there was something else. Oh, the last day of our stay in Myrtle Beach, I actually have an old friend who I used to dance with at a studio there. Her name's Lindsay O'Connor. Shout out. She works at the Carolina Opry currently. And that is it's like a leading entertainment place in Myrtle Beach. It's a show. It's right next to, there's a Pirates Voyage show and Carolina Opry. These are both like performance entertainment shows. The Pirates Voyage one is more circus, dance, acrobatics type of show with a pirate concept, and it's dinner and show. And then Carolina Opry is more of just like a sit down theater singing and dancing show. And we went to what they have, the Time Warp show. It's songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And my friend's a dancer in that show, so she got us some comp tickets. Much love to her. I haven't seen her since 2020, so this was such a fun reunion. And I asked my grandmother if she wanted to go, so she went with us. And she hasn't been there in years, so we had such a fun time. That was great to see her, and the show was great. I was very impressed. And then the day after that is whenever we drove to Florida. So I'm going to take a quick break, and then we will talk Amelia Island, Florida. So welcome back from the break. First of all, for Amelia Island, just for a quick geography lesson, where Amelia Island is it's close to the top of Florida, and it's also called Fernandina Beach. I heard that came from King Ferdinand, I think, and they called it Fernandina. That's what I think, okay? Don't quote me on that. I heard that from someone else. So, the beach there is super pretty. The beach there is gorgeous, and when we got there, so my brother and I drove from Myrtle Beach to there, which is about 6 hours or 5.5. So we actually woke up super earlier than I thought we would. We were planning to leave at like 9, and we left at like 7, just because we both woke up at an early time somehow. And when we drove down there, once you start getting like really close and you get on the road that was gonna go, we're staying at a beach house. So when we got like close, we got on this road with a bunch of beach houses. I think it was called, what was it called? I'm losing it. It was not Tarpon. It was something else. I can't remember the name of the road, but anyways, I looked it up, and it was just a road of a bunch of beach houses, which I love. So me and beach houses go way back. Me and beach houses are like this. Obviously, I was born at a beach, but if we take it back to like when I was 12, to like 15, I used to be on Zillow and Trulia. Trulia is another like Zillow, basically, realtor.com. Like Trulia was my main, but Zillow was like my secondary. Those were like my tablet games. Me on my Kindle Fire, like that was my game. And basically what I would do, like a typical search for me was looking up like Florida houses, because I used to want to live in Florida so bad. I was looking at like Boca Raton, and I wanted to live in Florida so bad. I wanted a beach house in Florida, which now I've changed a little bit, okay? Now I kind of want a beach house in Myrtle Beach because it's like my hometown and it would be significant. I still like have a love for the area, which I never thought I would say that, but I just love beach houses. Like, I love beach houses so much. When I told my brother, I was like, we got on the road and I was like, I am in love right now. I am feeling like I was overstimulated by the amount of beach houses on the left and the right. But I love it so much. Like, the colors, the shapes, everything, it just gets me excited. Like, Then when we actually arrived at the beach house that we were staying at, because it wasn't right on the beach, but it was like a clear walk of maybe 5 minutes to get to the beach. It was such a cute house. We had two right next to each other because my extended family, cousins and stuff were in one, and then we were in the other. And I will say I liked ours better. Ours was simpler, and the downstairs was owned by someone else, but we had stairs up to a front door, and it was basically just like a living room kitchen, very spacious, very big, and then down a hallway had 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It was like, I was like, I could live here. Like, I'm ready to move in, which my mom actually made fun. She said, you say that everywhere we go, which is true. Anytime I travel and I stay in like an apartment, a condo, a house, I'm like, I could live here. And I like envision all my stuff in my life if that was my house. I even did that at the family reunion I was telling you about. My great aunt's house, I love it. I was like, I want to live here. It's like small, but it like has everything it needs. And I was like, I want it. But yeah, I love beach houses. And this beach house was very cute. Ours was very nice. And then the one next door was nice as well. It just had a lot of random colors, which, you know, is passable for beach houses. But it was just a lot going on. It was pink on the outside. Everything inside was pink, or pink and teal, or like pink and this green. There was a pool in the backyard of theirs. And it was like a container pool. So it's like built out of a container. And then on one side, it had like a window that looked like an aquarium. So it's like clear glass, and you could like see inside. That part was really cool. We took some photos in that. It was really cute. And then, what else in the house? I liked it though. I mean, I was nosy and I explored the house, but as far as the actual beach goes, the actual beach was really nice. We did go for a bike ride, me and my family, and that was fun because biking basically just to look at the beach houses, and I found one house of my dreams. The house was blue on the outside. It had like stained glass mermaids on some of the windows. Like it had a mermaid, it had a turtle, and I was like, guys, if you could see my room, I'm looking at a mermaid like hanging wooden thing on the wall, and opposite it is a turtle, a sea turtle. It's like made for me. I still have beach decor in this house because I lived at the beach, like I said, for 14 years. But loved biking, looking at the beach houses. That house specifically was just so gorgeous. The shape of it. I was like, I need that. I need a beach house so bad. So we had a restaurant experience when, I think it was the second day we were there. They decided, they're like, we want to go out and do, because there's like a downtown Amelia Island area that has shopping, restaurants, and whole nine yards. And there's also like boats over there, like sailboats and things like that. So this restaurant was pretty close to the boats, and it was called the Salty Pelican, I think. It was good. I don't know if I'd recommend. I wouldn't not recommend it, but I'm just not a big restaurant person or a restaurant goer. So I decided, I was like, okay, I looked on the menu online because I cannot go to a new restaurant without looking on the menu online. And I was like, oh, it's kind of expensive, of course. Like, I wasn't going to be paying for it because I was going there with my whole family. And I already knew I wasn't paying for it, but like, it makes me feel guilty. I don't like doing it, okay? So I already knew going in. I was like, ugh, whatever. So then we get there, and I also like, it annoys me when everything looks so expensive, but then also like there's nothing that I'm really drawn to in the menu. I will say I was drawn to the fried pickles in the appetizers, and that was about it. Because other than that, I was like, see, I don't want to pay, like, I don't want it to be expensive if there's like literally nothing that I would choose. And that's me at almost every restaurant I go to. Unless I'm in an Asian restaurant, like an Asian fusion, Japanese restaurant, like, unless I'm there, there's never something on a menu where I'm just like, oh, I need this. Because I do not want steak. I don't want like, and I don't like big portions. I don't like anything that's like huge portions. If you take me to a restaurant, you will think I'm cheap because I'm going to order an appetizer or maybe 2 sides. But that's the amount that I can eat. And also the side things are normally like what I actually like. So I know I got an appetizer of fried pickles and I got a side of pasta salad, and I was like, I'm content. I am content. Which I did end up getting a salad that was also like a half or like a side salad, and that ended up being in my like leftovers. I literally couldn't even, I ate like a few bites of it. But the restaurant was fine. Okay, we had fun. The downtown was cute. I only got to go shopping in one store because I'm not like huge shopper, especially in that type of area, because I know everything's going to be expensive down there. But they were looking for like a Shark's Teeth store, so we went in this store that had like, it had antique stuff, it had Shark's Teeth shells, it had like the most random stuff, but that was a pretty cool store. It had koi fish outside. That was fun. What else did we do? I know my actual birthday happened while I was in Florida, because for the most part of the trip, we would just like wake up. My parents would go down to the beach earlier. My brother and I would get up later, and then we'd have breakfast, go down to the beach, come back after, eat lunch, get ready, like re-sunscreen, go back down to the beach. And it was a lot of sun. As you can see, I'm probably more tan than I was my last episode. But my actual birthday did happen while I was there, which is June 30th, turned 20. And yes, I basically already celebrated my birthday the week before when I was in Myrtle Beach. That was like my ideal everything. We had the most fun. But then for my actual birthday, I was like, my whole point this year was to do something that I actually really loved on my actual birthday. I know it doesn't matter that much, it's just the day, but like to me, I wanted something that was like actually doing what I loved on my birthday. So I kind of planned things out. I was like, I'll probably get up around the same time. I'll probably go down to the beach because why not? I do want to see the beach on my birthday, but I was like, I don't really want to go a whole bunch. So then after the beach, we came back, and one thing I was set on is I was like, I want frozen pizza. I like pizza, like as a general thing, but I like Tony's frozen pizza better than any pizza from anywhere that I've ever had. The Supreme Tony's pizza is where it's at. And I don't care what's in it. It can be fake. I literally don't care. It tastes so good, and I've grown up with it. It used to be like our lunch sometimes when I was in school. It's been dinners, and like I made it a thing a couple years ago that like I just always had that for lunch on my birthday, and I'm happy with it. Like I don't want to break that tradition. And then what I wanted for dinner originally was to go to a hibachi restaurant with my brother. But I looked around the area for a ton of Japanese restaurants, and they had a lot, but they were so expensive. I was like, I'm just not comfortable spending that on myself. And or like someone else even buying that for me. And I will say I also got this hibachi place when I was in Myrtle a few days before, because there's this hibachi place I love. It's like a to-go hibachi, and it's not crazy expensive. You cannot find Japanese food, hibachi food, in Georgia for that price, or Florida even. Like, you cannot find it. That's why I love this place in Myrtle Beach. And like, to get shrimp, I'm also like a shrimp fan, so if I get hibachi, I'm gonna want shrimp. I understand it's normally more expensive, but like that shrimp hibachi, you cannot get it that cheap. And we don't have a good to-go hibachi place here. So I already knew I was going. That's what I was going to do on my actual birthday. But, we ended up being in Florida, which is fine. So then I just decided, I was like, it's too expensive. Let's just stay home. We have leftovers to eat because we had to leave the next day. So let's just eat this. It's fine. I already got my experience at Japanese. And then my dad also said, he was like, when we get back, we're going to celebrate our anniversary, and you can celebrate your birthday. We'll just both go to a Japanese restaurant here. So we did that. I did get my Japanese hibachi, and I got my shrimp. That was fun too. But yeah, whenever we left, we had to pack up everything. It was quite hard. I will say, I can't forget to mention that on my actual birthday, my dad was like, let's invite the cousins over. My cousin has kids, by the way. My cousin has 3 kids. a girl and 2 boys, and they are very, very chaotic, and I love them, but I was not necessarily wanting to see them on my actual birthday. And that is nothing against them. That's just like, that is a lot of chaos and a lot of stimulation that I didn't want. But my dad was like, we can have them come over here in our house just for like a few minutes, because it was almost their bedtime. So he was like, they're just gonna come over here for a bit, they'll go back. Mind you, my parents had decorated. It looked really cute. They decorated in our little beach house over there. Those kids, they bring those kids over. The amount of decorations that were destroyed, because these kids are strong. These kids are like, it did kind of upset me. And like, it's stupid because it's like, it's literally paper decor, it's plastic decor, but you do not destroy things that aren't yours. That's kind of the main point of it. And I have so much love for my cousin and for her kids, but I was like, it was just like, they're out of control. They're out of control and no one's doing anything about it. And I'm also like not a big kids person. I love kids who are like well behaved and everything, but it was just a lot to handle, but I shouldn't say anything more about it, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, everyone came over, and everyone obviously, like, I appreciate everyone wanting to celebrate my birthday, and they did. So another really funny thing that happened was I posted for my birthday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on my Instagram at Leckiju. And I posted for my birthday, and they were some rather scandalous photos because I got those new bathing suits for it, and someone was not happy about it. It was my mom. She was not happy about it at all. She was telling me like, she was like, I think that's a bit much, like you need to take this down, whatever. And me being the insane child that I am, I'm like, oh, if you don't like it, then report it, leave a hate comment. That's what the comment section's for. Which she also did not like. But I'm afraid that's just how I am. And I've said that before. Whenever she says she doesn't like something, I'm like, oh, you can report it. And I'm dead serious. But I am dead serious, because is that not what the function is for? If you saw something that you didn't think was appropriate or you didn't like, leave a hate comment. I'm not for that, because I don't do it on people's stuff. But if you want to be a troll, I'd rather you be a troll on my Instagram than in my real life. But that's just me. Again, I don't need to talk anything about more about this, because I will get heated. But yeah, we just had a little back and forth, a little 1-2. The post is still up, and I was very proud of it. I know she's embarrassed of it and embarrassed of me, but I loved it. I thought I ate. Lastly, about Florida, the water. I wrote this down as a note because I have to note that the water tastes so disgusting there. And although like I liked living there at the beach house, and I was like, I could live here, I couldn't, because the water, I could not live there because of showering in that water, drinking that water. It's disgusting, and it stinks, and it tastes like metal, and I could not do that. Whenever we got back, I was like, I cannot wait to shower. I just want to shower and let the shower water run into my mouth, because I wouldn't do that. I would not do that in Amelia Island. And having a bottle of water, of ice water, tastes so good. The water there was disgusting. That's why I couldn't live there. It tasted like Disney water. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the water at Disney World tastes disgusting. If you get it in the park, it's the worst. If you get it at the resorts, it's okay. But no, if you get it from like any of the bottle fill-ups fountains in the park, it's nasty. They're running it straight from the lake. I swear, they're running it from those ponds. They're running it from It's a Small World. They're running it from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. After it cycles through there, it's going into the water fountain. No, Disney, don't come for me. So when I returned from the trip, I got to come home to packages. It was so fun. I think I had 2 packages. Wait, they might be right next to me up here. Let me grab them. So if you're just watching this, I won't get into this because I did post an unboxing of it, but it is a 18E membership kit. That was super cute. You can see the reels and the TikToks about it at Leckiju212 on TikTok and at leckiju.kpop on Instagram. And then I also got this amazing beautiful magazine. And I won't show it for too long because it is rather skimpy, but it is the girls, stars from Charlie's Angels, Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, on the cover of Maxim, which was an old magazine. I believe this is from 2000. Wait, which was this? This might have been the first, might have been the second. So it's either from the year like 2000 or 2003. Either way, it is so beautiful, and like they have single spreads on the inside of each girl. I'm obsessed with that movie. I also watched that for my birthday because I'm like so obsessed with it, and I've already talked about it on my episode about movies, so I won't get into it, but like that movie was so brain altering for me, and still is. Like, I'm still obsessed with it. So yeah, I got to return home to packages, and that was super fun. I love doing unboxing. It was like more birthday gifts when I got home. And then I'm still trying to celebrate my birthday with my best friend. We're hooking times up. I think I'm going to see her on Saturday, and we're going to do more things. We might go to a waterfall, which I've been to, but it's been like a year. We have a waterfall close by, and hopefully I'll get some good photos there. I think I covered everything. Yeah, birthday, trip happened. I'm back, and I have the rest of this week off. I'm just meeting a few people, getting car stuff done, but the next week I start back work. It's not too much, though. Oh, I was offered a new job. That's the last thing. That's the last news. Oh, wait. One more. I got my nails done for ATs, because I'm seeing ATs in 2 days. When this comes out, I'm going to be at the arena for ATs. Oh, that's huge. I'm going to be seeing them at State Farm Arena when this airs, which is so exciting. I've been nervous for like a week. My stomach has been turning for a week now, thinking about the concert. But I'm so excited. My outfit is custom. It's getting put together. It's really close to finished. And by the time this is out, I hope it's finished because I'm going to be wearing it. But look forward to all those photos and stuff. If you want to check it out, the post that I'm going to be doing, because I got VIP. I traded my ticket. I got VIP. So I get to see Soundcheck, which is so fun. I'll be closer. And then I'm going to watch the whole show. So yeah, if you want to see the post about that, TikTok at Leckiju212, Instagrams are at Leckiju and at Leckiju.kpop. Please tune in. I'm going to be back regularly doing this every Thursday. And do not forget to subscribe. You can also turn on the post notifications so that you will get reminded every time I post. Thank you for tuning in. If you made it this far, I love you so much. This has been the Leckiju Lounge. Bye-bye.